Hello, and a very warm welcome to Crucial Choice, the only show of its kind offering insights on careers and higher education. I'm your host, Raj Kapoor. Why is it that the banking and finance sector is among the most popular with the brightest youth of today? Why is it that applications to this industry are at their peak? I'm going to find out with you in this episode of Crucial Choice. Carl, Ananya, and Manya, thank you again for being here and thank you for being on time. Carl, so a career in banking and finance.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I've always been interested in banking and finance. It's really something that I've been wanting to pursue for a while. Just the way I view it is it's kind of the quantitative aspect of the world, and it can provide you with so much context for decision making and being able to move the world forward and being able to make decisions that are, well equipped and have a fundamental backing to them. And that's how I see it, and that's really what I want to go into.
So Manya, aren't you too young to be already decided that you want to be a chartered accountant?
I started thinking about it since grade 8, which I think is quite early, but I've always had an interest in numbers, logical reasoning and analysis of things in depth. It's a lot in demand and there's a lot of scope for it in the future.
Brilliant, I like that. So you're matching your passion with a demand in the industry. Interesting. Ananya, economics.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very interested in studying economics at university. And that also has many links to finance. So my interest in economics started because I wanted to study a subject which combined my passions for both the liberal arts and mathematics. I didn't want to just pick one path, so I decided that economics was the perfect mix. It's a blend of sociology, psychology, history, but also mathematics, statistics. So it really stood out as the most interesting and relevant course to me.
Carl, what next?
Right now I'm in year 13, so that's the final year of school before heading off to university. So for university, I'd like to study what's called PPE, which is Philosophy, Politics and Economics. And that's a course which really combines aspects from a large variety. So even though it's not directly linked to finance in terms of looking at, financial aspects in terms of business, it kind of looks at the underlying critical reasoning that's needed for roles like that. And then really combining, economics as well as politics, as well as the kind of philosophical side to make a person, consider more than just, what meets the eye in terms of finance, because it's a lot more than just the, quantitative aspects. It's a lot more about the critical reasoning, and that's what we're moving more and more towards as the world develops, and that's what the employers demand.
Ananya, your choice of career, would you say it's still open at the moment, or are you quite sure what you want to be?
I would say it's quite open at the moment. I still have a long way to go until I enter the working world. But definitely, although my key interest is in development economics, I'm also interested in the field of banking because I recently did a research paper as part of my curriculum on monetary policy, and there I really developed an appreciation for the intricacy of the financial system.
I know you think you have the skills for what it requires to be a chartered accountant. What do others say about you in terms of your skills, and link those skills for me, please, to your chosen career?
So as for academics are concerned, I've spoken to a lot of my relevant subject teachers, such as economics and commercial lab, which is kind of business studies. So they've said that I'm good with my quantitative skills and communication skills. So it really helps taking a career choice like chartered accountancy, where I need to think analytically and logically, as well as apply my quantitative skills.
Carl, what inspired you to this chosen career?
Well, so as mentioned, it's always been a kind of dream of mine to move into finance and business, and I've always seen the relevance of it. And a large inspiration for me was my dad, who operated in finance and banking for quite a few years and started his own firm actually when we moved to the region, to Dubai, about 13 years ago now. So very, very long time ago.
So in Dubai we have a raffle draw at the airport.
Yeah,
okay.
Of course.
So you won the next raffle draw. You're the millionaire.
Yes.
Okay, you don't need to work anymore.
No.
Okay. Would you still go out and choose banking and finance?
I would probably go into something very similar because it's a passion of mine. It's something that I do even at this age with investing and so on in both stocks, bonds and all of that. It's something which I'm very passionate about. So I'd say yes, it is something that I would still go into no matter how rich I am or what my situation was.
Ananya, it's absolutely fine not to know exactly what you want to do after your bachelor's degree. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But in your mind, do you think you have somewhat an idea?
The job market is changing so rapidly. There could be new types of jobs and careers by the time I leave university. So definitely, I would not say that these are my concrete choices that I've focused on for now. I'm definitely open to experimenting, to trying new things, and we'll see where I end up.
Do you know about Yes to Malaysia? The biggest Malaysian Education Expo event in Dubai and Abu Dhabi from the 14th to the 16th of June. Offering on-the-spot scholarships and free flight tickets to Malaysia upon registration. Please check out the details on www.yestomalaysia.com. My next question is for all of you. Should parents be involved in your choice of career?
I think parents play a very important role in selection of career choices by influential means, not by just straight up selecting your career. It's your passion that drives you to where you want to go and what do you want to do. But parents' opinions and choice is very important in selecting your career.
Well, these days it's very important for students to think about their career opportunities and how universities can prepare them for those. And I'm pleased to say that in Malaysia, most universities these days have very up-to-date curricula, and they're looking at all the new subjects and the new demands of industry. And for example, in our university in Sunway, we have some exciting new degrees in fields such as biotechnology, cybersecurity, big data, business analytics, mobile computing, entrepreneurship. These are the kinds of things that really give students an advantage in the workplace, because these are the kinds of new jobs that are appearing with big demand for employees. So it's very important, I think, in choosing a university that you choose one that gives you some exciting degrees that lead you into the new kinds of careers that are developing in society and in industry.
Yeah, I think that parents do play an important role in our lives, and we should definitely consider their opinion before picking something and discuss it with them. Because also they are working adults, they have knowledge of the working world, and they can advise you and they can help you out when making choices. But at the same time, you shouldn't be overwhelmed to pick something just because your parents are pressuring you to.
So the way I view it is that parents' advice and so on careers and so on, I think it's valuable. I see it more as advice and less as a kind of tyrannical, order in terms of saying, you have to do economics. The way I see it is, it's like a friendly guidance saying, I think from interacting with you for so many years and knowing you almost as well as you know yourself, that this is something which you would fit well into, and it's something that you've shown to be passionate about. And then
supposing you came home and said, I want to be a designer. How do you think that might have gone down?
My parents would be like, okay, fine, if that's what you really want to do. But they would advise me and be like, have you really considered this? Because your personality traits don't match being a designer at all. So as long as it's not being treated as if you cannot go into design, then I think it's perfectly good, and it's a good thing to encourage.
A parent's role should be to guide children to looking at possibilities in today's business environment, be it a choice of industry or a role.
It's true that people say that as much as 30 to maybe 50% of jobs will disappear in the next 20 years, or current jobs. So therefore it's very important for us to prepare students for the next generation of jobs that are going to develop. And also to make students able to create their own jobs. That's also very important. So for example, we are very keen now to support our students in learning skills of entrepreneurship. We even have an entrepreneurship degree. And in fact, we've set up something now which is very special and very unique to Sunway, called the Sunray Innovation Lab, where students can actually try out their own business ideas and be given lots of guidance and support, so they can try and incubate, even start a new business when they're actually a university student. So this helps students prepare for the new world where work may not come to them, they may have to go and create work themselves, and I think that's a very important requirement in the future.
So Carl, what skills does it take to be a banker?
So you have to be very adaptable, I'd say. And then as well as that, you have to be very analytical in terms of being able to kind of remove emotion from it, because it can be very cold and calculated at some points. But so you have to be able to kind of make the correct analytical decisions as opposed to relying solely on emotion.
Somebody who enjoys working with customers, with people, with numbers, a strong sense of customer service orientation, a passion to meet people, engage with people, Integrity, completely and very, very important in our industry. Transparency, respect for colleagues, working with each other. But the most important thing is an agility to learn. As I said, we are an industry that is rapidly changing as well, like all industries, and it's very important to learn and unlearn.
Ananya, tell me, in terms of learning and preparation, how much do you feel school actually prepares you? How much do you think you do outside school?
School is a great place to learn and make mistakes, to learn to fall down, to get back up, to speak to your teachers, to really understand your subject where you might not get that time in university. So I think quite a lot of learning and development can actually happen at school because you have the support of more people, whereas in university it's more independent and you're on your own a little bit more.
Well, you know, research does tell us that the more connected you are outside the classroom, the better you do in the classroom. Do you find that's the case with you?
I definitely think that's the case with me because a lot of my involvement in community service has informed my perspective on issues in like development economics. So I'm able to bring that understanding of what I've seen in the real world to the classroom.
Thank you. So Manya, you know, accountancy, just number crunching, right? Or is there something else?
I think that's what it's taken as, like accountants have to just have the knowledge in quantitative aspects. I think it includes a lot of logical reasoning, analysis. Analysis is a very key point where you can go in depth and go to the crux of the concept and understand what you're doing for what reasons and not just punching numbers in a computer for no reason.
Manya's absolutely right. And a career in accountancy is about numbers, yes, but it's about storytelling. But just not any kind of storytelling, story of facts. Facts that tell you about the past, but more importantly, tell you about the future. Where have an organization been, but more importantly, where it's going. So if you thought a career in accountancy was boring, I'm sorry, you're wrong. Accountancy is one of the most exciting careers you can have.
Do you get time for hobbies and interests?
I have non-academic hobbies and interests for sure. So I play tennis, I play football, I go swimming quite a lot, but I'm a very academic person in terms of most of my hobbies are within academic areas or areas close to banking and finance actually.
Do you know about Yes to Malaysia? The biggest Malaysian Education Expo event in Dubai and Abu Dhabi from the 14th to the 16th of June, offering on-the-spot scholarships and free flight tickets to Malaysia upon registration. Please check out the details on www.yesdomalaysia.com. Welcome back. You're watching Crucial Choice, the only show on careers and higher education. Now we're going to learn a little bit about where they're going to continue their higher education. Too early yet, Manya? Or have we started thinking about which university we want to go to?
Definitely, I've started looking into them. The goal is either UK or Malaysia, where I'm looking in UK, the dream colleges, like Ananya said, London School of Economics, or even London Business School. And in Malaysia, the Sunway University opens a lot of doors of opportunities for me and my career choices. And I think with Malaysia being the new hotspot for education, where most students are moving to Malaysia for further studies, I think it's a really good option to keep in mind.
Wow. So what made you think of Malaysia?
I recently read a news article about how Malaysia is opening a lot of doors of opportunities for higher education and how it's becoming the global hotspot for education.
Sunway University Business School has a dual validation program with Lancaster University. So our graduates not only receive a certificate from Sunway University, they also receive a certificate from Lancaster University. Lancaster is a top 10 UK university in the top 1% globally. 9 out of 10 of our graduates have a job within 6 months of graduation. And the Malaysian government has a study that they do annually. It demonstrates that our graduates receive significantly more than the average of graduates from other business schools in Malaysia.
We also have a very strong American degree transfer program whereby students can come to Sunway, they study with us for 1 or 2 years, and beyond that they can then study in the US for a further 2 years to complete an American degree. So this kind of connectivity, this kind of international linkage means our students can have the very best of international education, but starting off here in
Sunway University usually holds exhibitions and talks where famous lecturers will come to the university and teach us and explain to us about the different business structures that are applicable in the real world.
I chose Sunray University because of all the facilities. It provides a very hands-on environment of learning, and I think that's really appreciated in the industry that I'm going to be in, because it prepares you for a lot of work that you are going to actually face in the industry.
My course is affiliated to Le Cordon Bleu in France and Australia, so I have opportunities from both the sides in the world.
I'm doing my foundation year program here in Sunway College, and it is called CIMP, which is the Canadian program.
It's been quite a good experience so far. Like, the multicultural life is similar to the one in Qatar.
I'm currently studying in Sunray University under the Jeffrey Chia Entrance Scholarship. I decided to study in Sunray University because of the multicultural environment that it offers. I feel very blessed and very grateful for achieving and receiving this amazing scholarship, as it offers a lot of opportunities for me and opens a lot of doors for my future.
Well, I would say one of the things that we've tried to do here in Sunway is build a very high quality campus infrastructure. And in fact, in the last few years, we've invested a lot of money in our brand new campus that opened just 3 years ago. We have state-of-the-art teaching spaces, state-of-the-art social learning, state-of-the-art library, fantastic laboratories, and of course we also have outstanding accommodation on campus. And all of that is now joined together by pedestrian walkways at kind of treetop level, which means it's a very safe campus, a very connected campus. People can get around easily. And also we have behind our campus, quite unusually, we have a theme park and a shopping mall. And all of these facilities are joined together with our campus by pedestrian walkways. So it's a very safe environment, a very high quality environment, and really quite an exciting place to be as a student, with many things in a short walking distance. So you can really enjoy life here, both enjoying studying and also enjoying the social life and the amenities of Sunway City.
What's next?
So I'm really hoping to study in the UK. I want to study economics. The dream school would obviously be like the London School of Economics. So I am trying to aim high. But yeah, I've also applied to universities in the US, in Canada. So I have I'm open to like traveling the world and getting new experience for university, but focused on the UK.
Carl, what about you?
So I'm actually very similar to Ananya in that the dream is within the UK, but being originally natively Danish, I also have some Danish universities in mind, some in Holland, actually in Netherlands, and also one in France. So I'm really trying to spread out across Europe, but that's really where I've kind of decided that I want to, specialize within Europe. But then the dream university is the University of Oxford, but that's a reach for everyone, but we'll see how it goes, and I'm excited with the prospect.
Who helped you with your preparation?
So, I mean, there's been a lot of people who've been instrumental in actually being able to apply to Oxford. So I've had support from my school, my university counsellor, which I definitely recommend that if you're going to attending a school where there is a university counsellor, that you take the time to really get to know them and to sort of use their knowledge, if you will, because most of them have been in the industry for many, many years, and they know what to look for, what not to look for, and what you should do, what you shouldn't. So that's important advice. And then as well as that, there's a whole Oxbridge application union basically in the UAE, which supports students with presentations and practice and so on. And I've had my personal statement read through by a lot of these ex-students and so on. And that's really helpful in, knowing what you need to do and knowing what to avoid and what they're really looking for as tutors, because they're looking at you not as so much as a student, but as, a prospective world leader at these universities, because they are so exclusive.
Okay. So Carl in 10 years is where?
Carl in 10 years has hopefully finished his master. So that would probably be an MBA from one of the relatively well-acclaimed universities, either in the US or in the UK. And then I've hopefully started a career within, hopefully investment finance within, a big firm such as Goldman Sachs and so on, before hopefully going on eventually to do my own kinds of things.
Carl, Ananya, and Manya, thank you so much for being here today. It's been wonderful having you on the show. I've learned a lot from you. I wish you the very best in whatever you've decided to do. I'm pretty sure you're going to be successful.
Thank you so much.
It's still early for these youngsters. Only time will tell whether they go on to achieve their goals. But at least they know where they want to go and how they're going to get there. We hope you enjoyed watching this episode. Please send us your comments and feedback on choice@crucialchoice.org and we will respond ASAP. This is your host Raj Kapoor bidding you au revoir.